So when I started this YouTube channel, I called it Rando RPG. I was going to talk about tabletop RPGs for the most part, D&D, Pathfinder, OSR stuff, smaller games. And I still plan on talking about that content on the channel. And I haven't really made that many videos. I haven't made anything for several months. A couple reasons. I've had some other projects I've been working on, life, Christmas, just things happening. And part of it was I was running out of things I wanted to talk about because my initial thought was I'm going to talk about game systems, how to run the game better. I dungeon master for 2 different groups. They meet every other week each one, so I play every week. The different groups play every other week. And I feel like I've got a lot of information I can give people that are trying to run RPG games. I've been doing it for about 8 years. But I didn't always have a topic I wanted to talk about. I didn't always have something I felt like I could make you do better. And if somebody asked, yeah, I could probably help you with whatever the topic is because I've read a lot, I've practiced a lot, I've followed other people's advice, and I've come up with some of my own. And it's just something I like to talk about. But I didn't always want to talk about games and things like that. I was originally going to make it like a game-centric channel. But as weeks went on, and I was like, well, I don't want to talk about that, and I don't want to talk about it this week, and I don't have anything interesting. I started doing reviews of my games, just basically recaps for my players, and I didn't like doing that either. A, I couldn't remember everything that happened because everything's very nuanced, and B, I think it's more for my players to recap their own game rather than me doing it every time because I already spend a lot of time prepping the games. So I was going to kind of stop making videos because I don't really enjoy editing videos. It's not something I do as a hobby. And you'll probably notice when I talk in these, I look off to the side, I talk, I stammer, and I don't edit it because honestly, this is more of a live flow of consciousness thing, and I just don't want to spend the time to make it editing out every little thing that happens. So it's going to be kind of messy, and that's going to be okay. Other than running D&D games, I like to read a lot, I like to write, and I like to talk about things involving fantasy books, sci-fi books, and sometimes shows. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch Stranger Things, that's over now. I have a lot of thoughts on that. I may talk about that in the future, but right now I just don't care to. And so I'm going to start talking about kind of what's going on. Like if I finish reading a book, I may make a video, put it out there, and just tell you my thoughts on it. Not spoiler-free stuff. I want to talk about what I thought about it and what happened in the book, and not dance around it. I want to talk about the actual thing without limiting myself. So I'm going to start doing book reviews sort of whenever I finish a book. I'm not going to race through books to try to do it. I'm still going to do RPG stuff if I ever start consistently making videos. I'm going to try to make one a week if I have something to talk about. I know one of my groups, they've got basically one session left, and they are going to be done with the adventure they were playing. And I don't know what's going to happen to that group. One of the players may take over. I might become a player. I'm not sure. My group that's been playing the longest, they're getting close to the end of theirs. We were going to take a break and let one of them run a dungeon so I could play a little bit, and then we're going to start playing Dragonbane. I really do think once we start getting into Dragonbane, I'm going to make a series of videos of just how to play Dragonbane, specifically for people who's coming from D&D or Pathfinder, because I think it's a cool system. I think it's a fun system, but that's a month or 2 down the road. So I know the next thing I want to do, I just finished reading the book 3 Body Problem. I watched the first half of it on Netflix. I have a lot of thoughts about that book. And I'm going to probably I'm not going to call it an in-depth guide. I'm not going to sit down and write out bullet points or have a script or anything to talk about. I'll probably flip through the book, talk about things that seem interesting to me, and just carry on from there just to kind of like offload it out of my head, and I can spare the people that see me every day from having to listen to stuff I ramble on about. I may talk about video games. I may talk about tech stuff. I work as an IT professional. I work as a web developer, so I talk about tech stuff from time to time, but I get enough of that at work, so I probably won't delve into it too much. I may talk about some nonfiction books. I may talk about who knows what. But I'm changing the name of the channel so I don't feel like I'm limited to just talking about RPG things, because for me, I enjoy talking about it, but sometimes it just feels forced. It's like, I must talk about this because that's what my channel was called, and I just can't deviate from it. And that made me not want to do this video thing at all. So I changed the channel. The name is now Crown and Crucible, and it's called that because of a story I've written, and those are just 2 key words in it, and I just thought it sounded like a really good title for a channel. So in the future, I may talk about that story. I may not. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, I am not exactly sure how often I'm going to release videos and what they're going to be about, but it's going to be more random content, but focused in fantasy, sci-fi, and games with offshoots for various things. So probably next week I'll release a video about 3-body problem and just tell you my thoughts on that. So we'll see where we go from here.